Big Stipper, and Nicky Winmar being picked up by youngster Stephen Lawrence.
Yeah, it looks like Craig Lambert going with Burke. And Sean Hart, who did a great job last week, is up against Robert Harvey.
Michael Voss won the toss, and the Lions are going right to left in the first term. And the skipper, Voss, gets the first kick. Clears the centre square, but back in defence is Aussie Jones. Comes out towards centre wing, and the Saints on the rebound here. Joel Smith, Tony Brown, kick by Brown, up towards Stewie Lowe, a long way out from goal at half forward. The kick landing about 30 metres out. Juggle attempt, not successful. Lappin gets the hand pass out. Down goes Harvey in a great tackle. Darryl White did well there. Thompson, well done. Heatley, you're in heaps of bother. Down goes Shane Wakelin, who was a last-minute inclusion in the side, playing his first game for the year. The ball goes out of bounds. Forward pocket for the Saints, and their first ones into attack. Today, fine, partly cloudy, currently 14, and we're headed for an expected top of 16 degrees. With us today, John Russo, and also afternoon Terry Wheeler.
Good afternoon, Drew. Forward pocket here for St Kilda, but the Brisbane Lions with the opportunity through Lambert. It doesn't clear the 50-metre area, and Harvey just setting up the wall on the 50-metre arc. Takes the mark, looks in short, low. Ball drifts far away from him. Heatley with an opportunity, can't break through the defence. Lynch and Dick Voss.
Well, it has been in the St Kilda 50 for the last 2 or 3 minutes as we have a look at the St Kilda bench. But what you can pick up pretty early is that the Brisbane Lions are here to play footy. Their tackling has been first class, and a ferocious tackle by Alistair Lynch early on Jason Heatley, I think, has probably set the trend.
Ball up inside half forward, won by Clark, but it goes to Heatley. Then Clark gets in there to apply the tackle with Dick Voss, and the umpire will ball it up again. And there's the Lions bench, keen to get into the action. It really is a 21-man game these days. They'll certainly see some play.
Particularly Adrian Fletcher there. He'll get on pretty early. They'll need his drive in the middle.
Bounce by umpire Sheehan. Roving Burke. Snap for goal offline and out of bounds. Chance for the first time. John Russo today. A change in the umpires. Hammy training during the week?
No, Gavin Dorr actually hurt his knee and didn't pull out until about 9:30 this morning, Drew, so that's certainly very late notice to pull out of a game.
So Dick Voss for the Lions drives the ball towards the outer side. Keating was the target, couldn't complete the mark. Lambert in again. Nathan Burke. Craig Lambert, what a player in the midfield he's been. The leading handballer in the competition. Averages some 15 a game. Everett and Clark. The ball just floats over the back of the pair. Everett comes back again as the rover. The left foot drags it around. Wakelin. Couple of early touches to Wakelin in towards Lowe. Pressure from behind was good from Lynch. White cleans up. Handball over the top. Falls in favour of Voss. He concedes the behind by handballing the ball 10 metres through the goals.
Yes, Voss up against Brown, 2 in-form midfielders, along with Sean Hart on Harvey, as we said. Craig Lambert going with Burke, and Zilla has picked up Akamana. So it looks as if both sides are prepared to go in the one-on-one duels right through the middle of this ground.
The kick in. First score of the game was a rush behind. Knocked down by Lowe, but gathered by Hart. Keeps the ball in at centre wing. Lepage. Pressure from Shanahan. Jamie Shanahan takes him out at centre wing. He has been almost unbeatable at fullback this year. He's kept some of the guns goalless. Jason Dunstall won.
And as you can see, he's up against Justin Lepage there, which has left Sirakoski to pick up Jarrett Malloy, who has been in great form.
So Lambert once again spins it on out wide, but right into the path of the running Harvey. Away he goes. His right foot kick isn't as good as what he'd want it to be. The bounce nearly favours Winmar. Heatley now working it. Winmar comes back at it again. Lions players slow to get up behind play. Buse beats Winmar. Left foot. Just wanting to clear the area, but falls safely into the hands of Shanahan.
Yes, it was Stephen Lawrence, the Brisbane Lions player that was decked, but now up and running.
Shanahan long towards centre forward. Low from behind. Doesn't get a second go at Lappin. Tries to create something out of the contest. Lambert just shrugging players out of the way. Handballs to White. Sets one back up to Buse. Right foot out towards the outer wing. They'll land in space. Bounce favours Peckett. Spins around, looking to set something up. Beautifully into Smith. Away he goes. Some space, well ran down from behind. A hurried handball falls in favour of his mate Jones. Kicks into centre half forward. Clark dropping back from the lines, misses the mark. Back in it again. Tackling there from Lappin is good.
That was reasonable, Terry. I mean, Clark had the ball underneath him. The ball came out a little bit. Clark dragged it back under again. Having dragged it back under, we see it again here. The ball will come out a little bit. There it is. He pulls it back under. Once he's tackled, when he's over the ball like that, he must immediately hit it out.
So Lappin goes long with the set shot. Misses to the right-hand side. Has kicked a bag of 3 goals earlier in the year and 2 goals on 4 occasions, Lappin, but inaccurate then.
Richard Champion kicking to himself, gaining some ground. Voss leads near the boundary line. The kick missed him, went over his head. Bounced out of bounds for a throw-in. The Lions got it to half-back. Well, they haven't been forward of the centre yet, the Lions. After Voss won the toss, he elected to go right to left. The breeze mostly across, but slightly favouring the left-hand end. The Lions haven't been up there yet. Clark and Everett. Matty Clark wins easily. Aussie Jones grabs it. He can kick goals from here. We've seen him do it earlier. Will he go for the goal or pass it? He goes for the score and has kicked a big goal. That wasn't far off. Almost written him down for the goal.
3 kicks already to Austin Jones. And some electrifying stuff there. So Champion for the 3rd time brings the ball back in. Low in front of Clark, takes the mark. You can't expect to outmark Stuart Lowe from behind. His kick wobbles into some 20 metres. Waitman from behind. Headley trying to appeal for it in front. Not given by the umpire. Now a free kick has been awarded.
Signal given by Brian Sheen was for a high tackle, and I think all of the players actually stopped thinking that a mark had been paid.
Is the attempted mark.
Attempted mark. Lots of hands on it. Heatley comes down appealing for the mark. Brian Sheen was in fact calling play on, but Heatley's grabbed over the shoulder, I think, by Champion in that contest, and that's what Brian Sheen's reacted to.
Tell you what, if I was a Lions supporter, I'd be a little bit disappointed with that call from umpire Sheen.
You think by Champion, or you think it was over the shoulder? Yeah, well, not much in it.
So Heatley, 4 goals, 8 last weekend. He started accurately this one, got it home. So the first goal of the Saints, courtesy of a free kick, and Jason Heatley converts.
And they haven't looked like it at the present time, Brisbane Lions. We'll have another look at this free, and whilst it was pretty soft, I think the umpire would argue that there is a hand around the neck.
It is Champion, right arm over the shoulder. I don't have a problem with that at all, and even though the penalty is a resultant goal, and that hurts very hard, that's the way it's got to be.
It's been all the Saints so far. Clark went up early but missed it. It comes to Voss and thrown to ground after he gets rid of his kick. They're inside 50 for the first time. McRae run down from behind. Great tackle.
Geez, Malloy did well there, Drew. He really did just push himself into the contest to back up Craig McRae, and the snap around the corner wasn't quite there.
Free kick, so no score. Shanahan takes it, goes in short to Jones, who's covered every centimetre of the outer side so far. Jones kick up towards centre wing. Keating from behind, a good punch. McRae roving number 4. Peckett, who ran him down in a good tackle a moment ago. Peckett back to Jones. He brought his own footy, Aussie Jones.
And for the second time today, finds Tony Brown. 5 kicks already to Austin Jones. 1 mark. So Brown, the left footer, towards half forward. Winmar. The crowd rises 1. He gives it off to Harvey. A quick exchange of handballs, ends up with Lappin. Kicks into the one-on-one contest with Everett. No support at ground level for the Saints, so Everett comes back again by himself. Wrapped up in a very good tackle there from Lynch. But the umpire adjudicates he'll bounce the ball.
Well, Aussie Jones really hasn't got anybody picking him up at the present time. He's coming off the wing, and I think they may be just missing him at the present time. We'll keep an eye on it, though, but he has not got a man.
Everett with the left hand back in board, but Lambert takes it. His handball to Dick Voss, switches the play to the near side, finding Chapman. Champion at right foot. Well bodied there by Ackermanis. Is he quick enough? No, he can't get past Zilla. The forward handball. Lepic, Shanahan again has him. Burke. Ackermanis steps around. Left foot. Fortuitously to Lepic. Centre half forward. Malloy, body work on Sierakowski. Gets a second go. Too slow on that occasion. Kicks up towards half forward, and Darryl Wakeland takes the mark.
Yes, the two Wakeland twins in operation today for the first time together this season. It's Shane's first game. Here's Lappin at halfback. Centre of the ground. Winmar nudged under the ball by Lawrence. And free kick to Neil Elvis Winmar. 200 games today. The first Aboriginal player to reach that milestone. He beat the West Coast's Chris Lewis by 9 games. It comes off to Aussie Jones again. Over the head of Lowe. It's in the goal square. 2-1 St Kilda. Lappin to help. Champion got back. I think he was trying to rush it behind, so he couldn't ping him for deliberately out of bounds. He just missed the point. Throw in.
And it's Andrew Buse, a fellow at the end of his career up against Aussie Jones, a young man in, not at the start, but a couple of years into a very exciting career as we have a look from above.
A great shot here as Lowe takes the ball. Didn't have the space in order to have a shot at goal, but eventually back down to Wakeland. The left foot bounces. Back comes the defence. Lappin. The Lions, Lappin. Takes a bounce across the back line.
Oh.
Kick, not a good one. Straight to Everett. He'll run on to 50. Settles on the left foot. Goes long towards the square. Low from behind. Can't complete the mark. Champion. Lappin now doing the tackling for St Kilda.
Well, Nigel Lappin really did have a shocker there. He ignored a couple of shorter options and then just blasted the ball from the back pocket straight to Everett, as we saw. Could well have cost the Lions a goal, but he really does have to just pick better options.
Shot from on high there in the Whitman's lightship. Shane Wakeman's made a good return to league football and snaps but offline and through for a minor score. Shane Wakeland replacing Daniel Healy, last minute replacement in St Kilda's lineup. And the only reason I can pick them apart is one is wearing 15 and one is wearing 12. Well, John Northey was asked about how the Lions will cope with playing with Waverley.
You know, perhaps Brisbane have found it a little bit indifferent at times. However, you know, the form that we're in now is the time for us to win out here at Waverley and prove that we don't have any bogey anywhere in AFL football now.
Well, that was the hope, but so far they have hardly been forward of centre.
Zilla for the Saints. Looking into a very crowded forward line just at the moment, so elects to go long. With plenty of options there. Wakeland's the fly from behind. Winmar steps out. Left foot. Nicky Winmar. Has he done it? I love it. Well, what a man to get the goal early in the game. The Saints have got 2.
And well done to the Saints. They have started very well. It's been a pretty poor game to start this vital match with. Perhaps both sides just trying to work their way into some form, but none of the stars have really fired. But you've just got to question the poor performance away by Brisbane.
Yes, remember in round 2, the Lions beat St Kilda at the Gabba by 97 points when it was tropical, about 33 degrees. Here goes Voss. Malloy has it well punched away. Good defence by Sierakowski. McRae's hand pass, little one into Lambert. Wobbly old kick, but it'll get there. A goal! The Lions are on the board.
Well, we came here, Drew, expecting a real cliffhanger, a real nail-biter, to use a couple of little cliches early in the broadcast. And to this point, the Lions just haven't looked like it. They haven't attacked the football. They've basically looked as if they've left their form back in Brisbane. And if they are to be a premiership side, they've got to conquer this travelling bug, as all sides do in the competition. But just coming here to Waverley, the Lions have had a pretty ordinary record. And as John Northey just said, the form they've been in now is the time to crack it. But St Kilda, a fine side, and they are also in form.
So St Kilda with nearly 20 more possessions than the Lions at this stage. Lions coming back with an early goal there to Lambert. Now have another opportunity. They've been forced to half back. Bewes' kick really just out onto the wing and hoping. The bounce favours Lappin. Thompson, inboard run here from Brown, confronted by Hart. Winmar surging through. Thompson wrapped up by Lawrence strong with Voss. Beautiful spin. White, the little chip kick, finds Lappin. Not exactly sure which way to go. Eventually decides to go on the right foot, goes long towards half forward. Shanahan from behind repels the attack. Long kick. Clark has it pushed down. Lappin, excellent roving. Here's Everett again. He runs from 60. Not a good kick from the big man. Dick Foss charges the ball down. Lynch takes the little flip from Dick Foss out to White. A heap of Lions now able to raffle the ball. Lambert to Hart. Long. Pushing, shoving. Zillacourt from behind. Peckett pushes out Ackermanis. The underground handball. Peckett back. Takes a free kick from Leppich. Plays on with advantage.
Justin Peckett from halfback. Up on centre wing. Aussie Jones. Fantastic start to the game for him. 7 kicks already. Heatley!
Strong mark, wasn't it? Under enormous pressure from Alistair Lynch. Could well be a 50-metre penalty.
Very aggressive attempt to spoil by Alistair Lynch, miles away from the footy, but just made sure that Heatley knew that he was there, and I'm sure he got that impression.
Yeah, he knew he was there. Aussie Jones once again just given too much latitude by Andrew Bewes, and he has been too damaging early in the first quarter.
Jason Heatley for his second, 51 metres out. He's kicked it well. Oh, not quite. It's still in play, and Bewes happy to rush her behind. And Jason Heatley was the most accurate forward in the competition until last week, and 4-8 was his return last week.
And we also missed acknowledging that his first goal here today was his 50th in his career, and he'll have plenty more opportunities here, the way the Saints are working the ball in their forward line. Joel Smith, the player in underneath there on that occasion. The bounce some 40 metres out from St Kilda goal. The Lions through a handball exchange trying to get a runner going. Champions in there with Bewes. He finally gets out onto his left. Kicks out outside the 50. Big fly from Bradshaw. Interference, left hand down on the shoulder. Heatley to take the free kick. Short to Young. Matthew Young, what a player he's been since crossing over from Hawthorn. Missed a couple of weeks mid-year with a back injury.
And he's one of the Saints' best kicks, so why not have a crack at it?
Well, here he goes from just outside 50 to the top of the square. The pack forms. It's a loose ball. Winmar versus Lawrence. Lawrence with the front position. Well worked. Dick Foss provides the shepherding. Well done, young Lawrence. Finds Ashcroft to settle it down.
Saints lead by 11 points. Just over 7 minutes remaining to quarter time. Danny Dick Foss has it just outside the 50. Good crowd here at Waverley in attendance. Diving mark by Leppich. He's not far from home here at Waverley. Boy from Berwick. Up towards half forward, but it floats out of bounds. The breeze is going that way and blowing the ball towards the outer side. Not as strong as it was yesterday when the breeze was almost unmanageable in football games in Melbourne. Anyway, free kick taken by Sirakoski. Lappin waited for it. Sirakoski has another chance. Lappin. Cousins playing for opposing sides today. Oh, climb by Clark. Not quite a mark. Champion gets it out. Through Hart to Lambert. Bewes. Been chopped up pretty badly by Aussie Jones early. It clears a pack. Close to the boundary line. It just doesn't stay in for Leppich. Throw in.
John Lord will be just questioning his forwards and his midfielders. They've got to be able to get their marking forwards to grab the football in their forward 50. And as we saw just a minute ago, Justin Leppich took a mark, but it was up on the wing. He's playing in a forward pocket, and if he is to have an impact, he's got to take those marks near goals.
So Jones, Brown, Burke, Everett again the run, and look at that overlap run from Jones. Sensational left foot kick to low. bounces off the big chest. Winmar does the roving. Right foot, drags it around, not far enough. It's a one-out race here. Heatley, Lynch will want the line, he gets it.
Well, they're just 11 points up here, the Saints, but if the scoreboard reflected St Kilda's dominance, it would say that they're 6 or 7 goals up. They just have been dominating play completely. And if it wasn't for the work of a number of players like Lynch and Lambert, then they would be well and truly down.
The loose ball taken by Lappin. The quick kick out. Wakeland heading back. Peckett charging through the contest. Buse just buys a little ground with a forward handball and rolls over the line and out of bounds. Andy Buse, the most experienced line out there, taking a spell. Jones having got away very, very quickly. Clark and Everett again. Clark doubles around, but in doing that puts his hand over the shoulder of Everett, and a free kick to the big Saint.
Yes, Marcus Ashcroft has now gone on to Austin Jones. He's one of the Lions' regular taggers, and well, the move had to come, surely.
Aussie Jones, 8 kicks, 1 hand pass. Inside the 50, Champion knocks the ball across to Ashcroft and follows up. Richard Champion, over the wing he goes to Lepage. He showed Jamie Shanahan a clean pair of heels that time. Poor old kick though to the forward line, made it very hard for Ackermanis. Zilla's kick sits up for Lepage. From the wing, back towards the 50. Sirakoski, no mark. From all fours, Zilla's kick smothered. Voss, who really started to show his Brownlow medal form last week with 38 possessions against the Crows. Struggled a little bit in the early part of the season, but when he is going well, he's nearly as good to watch as Robert Harvey.
And Brisbane are using Justin Lepage to move up onto that half-forward line, as we've noted. I just wonder whether Jared Malloy wouldn't be the better option to take those marks up there, because he's such a body player.
Well, here's the Lions' opportunity to attack that line. Voss and Hart combine along to Keating. No rovers. Yes, there is. It's Ackermanis on the right foot. The natural left footer can't bring it round far enough. And the one behind. Bardsley there waiting to come on. Wakeland, the player, coming off. And here's a great shot here of the preparedness of the kick-off for St Kilda. Matthew Young has all the options he wants and decides to go to the outer side. Clears outside the 50. Voss, the big flyer. Wakeland now favoured by the run of the ball. Left foot kick into the path of Jones, and you just watch him go here. Feeds the handball beautifully inboard to Smith. Couple of bounces. He's going to close to 30. He settles, he kicks. Way to the miss.
There's the Brownlow medalist Michael Voss down and receiving treatment. Getting up on one leg, that doesn't look good. What about Aussie Jones? Get a fire extinguisher and put out the fire on the turf.
Well, the real problem there could be that Michael Voss has come up with a knee injury. He looks to be coming off the ground.
Clark couldn't take the mark. Bradshaw, White, outside of his foot, he is amazing. To Lambert, who's giving Nathan Burke plenty of trouble. Here's Voss, can't run for this contest, and he wins it anyway. That's unbelievable. There's Jones, he's defending, he's attacking. Zilla, back to Peckett, round the corner with the kick to centre wing. Oh, Robert Harvey waited for the ball. Lynch, Lynch gave it straight to Harvey. Now you watch him chop you up. Over 80 possessions in his last 2 games, Harvey. Lawrence, good hand pass. Lambert, unbelievable game by Lambert. He's 11 possessions already. Great tackle by Peckett. Ball spills free. Bradshaw from 50. And not a bad effort. Oh, hit the post.
Gerard, is that courage beyond sense? Michael Voss there. He is coming off, but he's drawing himself back into the play there, wasn't he?
Well, we'll have a look at the way it was happened, and he went for the big fly, and he must have come down awkwardly. Yeah, just twisted that what looked like his right knee. Well, I don't think he put himself in any further danger there, Terry, but it'll be a real blow to their premiership aspirations if he misses a month or 2 as he limps off and goes straight down the race, you would think, for a full inspection by the doctor.
And Dipper, how does he look?
He doesn't look too good, Drew. Adrian Fletcher's just come on to replace him, but where he did come off, he's certainly grimacing there, and he was grabbing his right knee, so I'll check on it and keep you up to date with it.
So the centre-half forward and the centre-half back to do the ruck work. They lock arms. The umpire lets that one go. Hart on the left foot. Towards Malloy. Sarakoski does the spoiling. Everett covering a lot of ground, the big ruckman. Waltzes across the fullback line. Some heavy shepherding there from Shanahan, was pinged.
This will be a certain goal.
He was a touch high.
And
He's been reported.
Shanahan's shepherd was actually with the left arm fairly highly raised, so I would say he's been reported for striking with the elbow. Certainly made contact to the head.
Well, talk about Voss being a potential big blow and a loss for the Lions. Shanahan's been part of a settled defence this year, and if he gets rubbed out for a few weeks at this time of the year, won't be any good.
Yeah, he'd be very disappointed with himself at the moment.
I was actually waiting to get another look at it, Drew, but obviously, given that there's been a report, we can't have another look at it. And,
so Malloy, from the resultant free kick, has kicked the goal.
No, he hasn't.
Oh, you're kidding. Jared, you don't do that, mate.
All the St Kilda defenders were clapping, so he just kicked it straight off the side of his boot.
And it is an area of his game that isn't quite 100% at the present time, shooting for goal. He's such a fanatical tackler at the present time. He's come back from his injury as an angry man, and he's taking his aggression out on the opposition, which has been one of the real highlights of the Lions' play of late. But he's just got to get a little bit better in front of goal.
That was a goal the Lions so desperately needed. They've worked to wrest a little bit of control of this game back over the last few minutes. And to have picked up their second goal then would have been quite invaluable.
Been a double whammy, hasn't it? Missed the goal and Voss off.
So Jones with the ball. Once again, drives long to the wing. White, the defender. Ashcroft, Lappin, just takes the ball over the line and out of bounds.
Matthew Lappin, number 22 for the Saints. Nigel Lappin, number 44 for the Lions. Chiltern boys, Country Victoria. Everett works it to the back as Fletcher started on the bench, gets the hand pass up the ground. Jason Cripps going through. Had nowhere to go and the umpire will ball it up. Well, some of the amazing things. Lambert 12 possessions on Nathan Burke, who's had just 3. And Aussie Jones, what a start he's had to the game. He's had 11 possessions. And Andrew Buse has paid the price and been dragged. Clark wins this tap. Little kick there to Nathan Burke. Thompson being held by one arm. Umpire. Ball out of play.
if anything, Drew, it was the umpire's position then. Behind the contest, it would have been difficult to detect it.
Saints by 9 points. A minute left at quarter time. Dipper, you must be pretty close to Michael Voss, this Brownlow Medal club.
Yes, unfortunately for Michael Voss, he won't be back on the ground today. The doctors this time, he has jarred his knee, and they have to wait till tomorrow to see exactly what the damage has been done to it.
Well, that's shocking news for the Lions to lose their skipper and Brownlow medalist in the first quarter. And here we are 5 weeks from the finals.
And the real problem for the Lions is it could be 1 week or 1 season, having a look at the way he did that injury.
Saw St.Kilda coach Stan Elves down on the boundary line as we approach the quarter-time break. Thompson feeds on out to that man again, Jones. His kick in towards Lowe. Lowe one-handed, good work. With one side of his body he deals with Dick Voss, with the other he deals with the ball. Off to Young. Young's kick in towards full forward. Good body work there by Alistair Lynch to win the one-on-one battle. Feeds the handball on over towards Keating. The bounce does favour him. Heatley back into it. A kick, a push, anything to get it going forward. Bardsley's in there, and there's the siren. So St Kilda with all the opportunities early in the quarter. The Lions coming back somewhat. The latter part of it, resting a little bit of control, stemming the tide a little. Winmar with 1 goal for the Saints. Heatley with the other. Stan Ells in charge of his 83rd game as coach of the Saints. would have mixed emotions at this particular stage, I think.
Well, only mixed in the fact that they could be well and truly in command of this game on the scoreboard. They could have kicked 2 or 3 more goals. Obviously, the Lions missed 1 or 2 there, with Bradshaw's hitting the post and, of course, Jared Malloy's missing an absolute soda. But if you just had a look at the overall picture here, you'd say that the Saints are comfortably in control of this match. The scoreboard yet to reflect it.
Well, plenty happening here. At quarter time, the Saints 2-6-18 lead Brisbane 1-3-9.
Shane Clayton here, and now Shane, he's still in the game after a sort of disappointing first quarter by the Lions.
Yeah, they seemed a little bit unsettled, but they'll get back into the game now. They just need to settle down, and they should go well.
What was the main message before the game?
The main message was just to play man-on-man football and counter their running players who have done well in the past.
Ozzie Jones seems to be man-on-man. He has no man at the moment.
That's right. He's doing well, Ozzie, and we've just got to settle down and stick right on him.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later on.
No worries. Thanks.
Start of the second quarter here. Thompson coughs the ball up. Tristan Lynch up towards centre half forward. Sirakoski at the back takes a good mark over the top of Malloy. Talking about Ozzie Jones, in the first quarter he had 10 kicks and 2 handballs. This kick's over the head of Winmar. White. He misses Clark, but White was put down by Everett after he got rid of it. And Darryl White will get the free kick. Peter Everett trying to use a bit of physicality and assert himself on this game. The kick by White towards the 50. Beautifully delivered. Ashcroft has time to recover and centres the ball. Lepic is there. One hand Shanahan, reported in the first quarter. It's there for the Lions. Harvey, relatively quiet so far. Wakeland out of defence, but straight onto the chest of Fletcher.
Fletcher rebounds it back in very quickly. And big Bradshaw takes the mark. Perhaps would have preferred to have seen him keep his eyes up right throughout the mark there, but took it.
The one thing about Bradshaw is he is an excellent finisher, but well, I'm not sure whether there's a great deal of wind down there, but certainly the Lions have started the quarter a lot better and a lot more positively.
So Daniel Bradshaw wobbles it, but it wobbles fairly straightly. It's there. The Lions have now got their second. 17 goals, 8 for the season to Daniel Bradshaw, so accuracy is one of his fortes.
He's an excellent finisher, and well, a good move, I think, to get Fletcher onto the ground. He came on midway through that first term, and he is a player that is capable of picking up a host of possessions very quickly. But he's had just the 2. That one resulted in a goal.
The vital first goal of this second quarter, and the Lions within 3 points. Clark wins in the middle. Harvey, Hart right with him. He spins him 360. No whistle on the play. White. Oh, well played, Darryl White. To Lambert, another touch. Now Lappin. Kick by Lappin. Once again inside the 50. Shanahan in bit of bother. Oh, well done, Jamie Shanahan. First one hand, then the other.
Quickly then onto the left foot. Finds Brown. A little bit of space for Tony Brown. On his left foot, he's found Winmar. Nicky will step and away he goes. There it is. Kicks in towards the true centre half forward position. Wakeland in front. Champion behind. Lowe. Pushed by Dick Foss. Yes, pushed in the back. Stuart Lowe's free kick. Looking to move the ball on quickly. Looks for Smith. Paddles the ball out in front of him. A wild one in the air. Not percentage play there by Heatley. Dick Foss comes through. His kick off the ground is more effective, but Winmar turns it back his way. Inboard to Wakeland. Quickly onto the foot. Top of the square. Everett. Left hand being held by the right. Advantage played. Goal. Missed. Goal.
Well, the Saints fire back and take back that 9-point lead, and certainly Jason Heatley needed to get that one. He pinched it off Everett, but he needed to follow up with something effective after that fresh air out of the middle, which perhaps cost Jones, in fact Smith, a goal. He was running at the goals. It was pretty undisciplined stuff. But he's off and he's running now.
St Kilda back to their 9-point lead. Clark wins in the middle, but sharked by Burke. His kick inside the 50. Lowe with Dick Voss. Heatley off to Stewie Lowe. And Stewie doesn't clear the pack. Chance for Wakeland. Lappin is there. And the ball gets over the line for a behind.
It's nearly a try from
last
night's efforts, yes.
It's nearly the double movement.
So Champion does the kicking off. Hart uses Burke as a bit of a step ladder. It can't complete the mark. Young wins the ball to Everett. Onto the left foot. Kick not exactly where he wants it. Winmar under heat. Can't get out. White does the cleaning up for the Lions. A cute little short kick. Clark, Ashcroft, Lambert. A kick would have been better there from Craig Lambert. His handball falls to Zilla. Zilla turns it back the Saints' way. Dick Voss spoils. The Lions' defence under immense pressure. Great tackle there from Wakeland. Lappin it is. Wakeland it is, I'm sorry. Great run and chase.
Yes, nothing more inspirational than a tackle from behind from a forward running out of his attacking area to drag down an opposition defender. Good decision by the umpire. I think it's fair to say Richard Champion had prior opportunity there, and now Wakeland can get the goal that perhaps he could have got a minute ago when he dropped that one in the square.
He was benched briefly in the first quarter, but his return to senior football has been very good.
He's been a very consistent player over the previous 3 years with the Saints.
I think he's only benched just to get a mismatch up forward with Bardsley coming on.
So Shane Wakeland deliberately and effectively goals. So a goal in the return game from Shane Wakeland, and more importantly, a great chase and tackle.
As Jared said, I mean, Richard Champion clearly had a prior opportunity to dispose of the footy, tackled and then didn't kick or handball. Free kick for incorrect disposal.
Well, Shane Wakeland has had 7 possessions, despite a little spell on the bench. 11 scoring shots to 5. St Kilda well on top, but not by a long way on the scoreboard. Clark wins again. Lambert, about his 10th hand pass. Fletcher. Keating not really having a great day so far today. Zilla across the half-back line, and he gives chase himself because he thinks it mightn't go out, but it does.
Well, where the Saints are doing well is that they have matched up particularly well on the quicker players of the Lions. Zilla took Ackermanis out of the contest in the first quarter, and Peckett's done a great job on McRae, and they're 2 players that they have consistently got some drive out of this season.
So Everett with the right hand. Down it goes through, comes Fletcher, very strongly. The umpire bringing it back, though.
Free kick paid for holding by the arm.
Well, the free kick
Robert Harvey will take the kick.
Free kick's not going the Lions' way. That's now 11-2.
And good to see the umpires paying free kicks against taggers, impeding some of the champions of the game.
Set by free running forward, denied by a back pocket defender. Saints into forward line. Lappin, strong tackling there from Champion. Lappin was going nowhere. Richard Champion controlling across the half-back line for the Brisbane Lions. Has been moved forward a couple of times this year. More known as a defender. Another free kick to the Saints.
The Lions have also
play there, John.
Stewie Lowe pushed out in the ruck contest, was the free kick paid then.
So Lowe kicks a long contest. Everett. Thompson does the roving. Right foot hook across the body. Doesn't quite make the distance, and accuracy wasn't there. And just the one behind.
Thompson's been a real find for the Saints this season. In particular, the latter part of the season, the last 3 or 4 weeks, we've witnessed him perform some great jobs for the Saints. As we have a look at the zone defence being applied here by the Lions, trying to keep in this kick, or by the Saints, I should say.
Yes, only 3 pairs of players forward of the centre. Young taps down for Winmar, who's buried. Zilla inside the 50. Dick Foss getting back there, and Heatley.
Jason Ackermanis really is concentrating much too much on the opposition rather than getting the footy, and that free kick relayed downfield because of him.
Here's Wakeland again. Well, these identical twins from Port Adelaide haven't had a chance to play together too much, Shane and Daryl Wakeland. Shane Wakeland is putting his hand up and saying, I want to be in this side for the finals.
Why wouldn't you? Could be some exciting times coming up for the Saints, but Clark Keating coming off the ground, as you indicated, Terry. He hasn't had a great impact to date. And John Barker coming on for the Lions. They've also got Daryl White up on the half-forward line. He's had a couple of possessions in this term, but he's now being picked up by Peckett.
And Bardsley coming on for Thompson for St Kilda. As Wakeland goes for his second goal, 25 metres out, just about over the left-hand goal post. Just missed it.
He tried to steer that one, Shane Wakeland. You saw it go a little bit too high. He just didn't kick through it in the normal trajectory. But an 18-point lead here, you still get the feeling that it could well be another 2 or 3 goals further out for the Saints if they had have, I guess, cashed in on their opportunities.
So 4 goals 9 to the Saints, leading 33-16. Champion asked to move it along by the umpire, so he does with a short kick to himself. Kicks long, Lynch. Tristan feeds the handball back inboard to Lappin. Takes a couple of bounces through half-back. There's a heap of space here now. He's running to a little bit of a dead end. He's gone. The cousin got him. Kicked the kick at Chilton. Now into the forward line. Wakeland looking to rebound, and here comes Jones. Another burst. A long kick. He's got it. Ho-ho! Well, these young kids, they are on fire.
Well, so far the bragging rights look to be heading towards the St Kilda side of the Lappin family. And I'm sure there'll be lots to talk about over Christmas dinner. I realise they're not brothers, evidently cousins, but Aussie Jones will be pleased that one went through because it was a great punt, but it was classic mongrel variety.
Yeah, more burning pace there from the Saints. And they've taken a bit of a handy break now. 39-15. Burke gets a hit to it. Knocked on by Brown. Comes back the Lions' way. McRae. Ashcroft took it off him. Now they have it. Fletcher ducking a high tackle. Into Lambert. Having a top game, Craig Lambert. Oh, Malloy nearly burst the air out of the ball.
Well, he does run in straight lines, Jared Malloy. Anybody gets in the way, he either goes through them or he bounces off them. And importantly, Craig McRae got a handball there. He's had just 2 for the match. He has to get into this game.
Now Jared Malloy, 40 metres from goal, has hooked it badly and doesn't even bring up a score. That's out of bounds on the full. Dipper's been joined on the boundary line by Jason Jack Daniels.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
On you, Jack. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
Pretty hard to force your way into this side.
Yeah, it is, and it's good in one way, but it's not too good for me, though.
Close to the boundary line, out of side. Lappin blocked up, and that'll be a ball.
So St Kilda leading at 39-15. 24 points. There's the bounce. Clark back on the ground after a spell. Ashcroft with a quick kick on the right foot. Falls in favour of White in the front position. Started the game in defence, has now moved forward. Has the height advantage over Peckett, his immediate opponent. Certainly has the spring advantage. So Daryl White. Long towards the square. There's another high fly. That one from Lepage. But the stout defence of the Saints forces the ball over the line. And another behind goes to the scoreboard for Brisbane Lions. 2 goals 4 now. Young short to Burke. Sixth kick for Nathan Burke. Slowly gathering possessions. Brown doesn't hesitate, feeds the handball to the running Zilla. His kick's a beauty. Heatley takes it on the second. Gave to a surprise Nicky Winmar. He didn't expect it, so he gives it back to Heatley. Heatley squeezed on the line with the left. Good kick, low front position. Smith bounces for him. No, now bounces away. Wakeland feeds in ball. Jones feeds outboard to Bardsley. Standing start, right foot, round, it's home. Bardsley's first.
45 plays 16, a commanding lead here by St Kilda. And, well, they worked hard for that one, the Saints. They probably overpossessed the football. We'll just take a look at Shane Wakeland. You'll find he comes up with the ball running straight at goal. Good move, I think, to get Stewie Lowe down towards full forward. Here it is here. There was the gap. Now, you saw that opening. Sean Harder turned his back. He was heading away from him. He should have just said, my responsibility. Here comes a goal.
Christian Bardsley back in the side this week and gets his first league goal for the year. The Saints 6-9, Brisbane 2 goals 4, a total turnaround from when they met at the Gabba earlier in the year when the Lions won by 97. Hughes is back on the ground after being benched. It comes out to Tony Brown. His kick up towards 50. Tristan Lynch kept it out in front of himself. Well done, Lappin. He plays the game like he's twice as heavy as he is. Honestly, he'd start the bench in a under-15s game in the schoolyard, the way he looks.
There's Jared Malloy up against Sirakoski. A vital battle, and you can just have a look at that brace on his hand. We'll get another look at it shortly, but I think that may well be affecting his goal kicking.
Fletcher from all fours to Hart. Bit of space here for the Lions from half-back Champion. Champion's kick to centre half forward. Well, the change has been made, and Barker makes a difference straight away. Keating didn't get a touch when he was there. Barker out wide for White. Darryl White moved to the forward line. He's been a defender recently. Back outside 50, and Ashcroft takes the mark. The Lions need a goal from this sortie forward. Kick by Ashcroft. Lepage, pretty tight angle out in that pocket, and he'll be kicking back into the breeze. Plenty of talk about whether Justin Lepage will be playing in the same colours next year, being wooed by a number of Melbourne clubs. And you can't help but like what you see from this boy. Can he thread a goal? Oh, that's right across the face. Everett, it's almost like he passed it to Everett.
Standing strongly in defence, Peter Everett. And still has the support of Lazar Vidovic on the bench. If Stan Alves needs that. At the moment, Everett really controlling the game in the big man department. He's had the better of Clark. Zilla now from deep in the back pocket towards the wing position. Wakeland couldn't complete the mark. Harvey just steals the ball out of the contest, gets the kick forward. Dick Foss attacking the ball. Champion assists around the body. Falls to McRae, the left footer. He's about 60 metres out. He's gone long. There's the Shepherd. There's the bounce. Malloy feeds back to White. Too hot for White. Zilla.
He's got a free kick. And Lazar Vidovic has come onto the ground at the expense of Shane Wakeland. So pretty tall combination at the moment, the Saints.
White had to dash for it. Actually, the free kick was to Zilla. He takes it from the back pocket. And a dive and a good mark taken by Fletcher. At his third AFL club, Adrian Fletcher. Bears trail 16-45. Ashcroft up the centre corridor. Malloy with the sit on Sirakoski. Oh, how do you like that? Like plucking apples.
He did that one very well. And if we just have a look at the bandage and the brace he's got on his hand, it does look as if it just affects the way he grips the football. His fingers look as if they have to extend a little bit too far, and maybe that's why he's having some problems.
Jared Malloy, oh, he has missed 2 shockers. That is unbelievable.
Well, there it is. And clearly it wouldn't be as comfortable to palm the football down when you've got that brace on your hand. Having looked at him over the last couple of years, kicking has never been a great problem of his, and one can only surmise that maybe since he's had that broken scaphoid and the resultant brace that he's wearing, that's the problem.
So St Kilda now working the ball from defence. Young and Shanahan combining. Young's a ventral kick, finding Harvey. Hackett, the run from the back pocket. Kicks along into the half-forward. Heatley from behind, interference. Lappin in front. The Heatley interference was there first. Stephen Lawrence. A great comeback to the game from Lawrence. 2 knee reconstructions. His father Barry, very proud man, seeing his son back out playing at the elite level in football. Champions kick that doesn't find the mark of Lynch. Harvey spoils. Gets up a little gingerly, does Robert Harvey.
His father, of course, was a great fullback for the Saints, Barry Lawrence, and I can remember him one day down at Moorabbin when I was a 12-year-old in the Bluestone in the animal cage, absolutely poleaxing Robert Walls, the now current coach of the Tigers, in one of the best bumps you've ever seen in football.
Kick by Hart. Peckett keeps it in. Oh, Jones, he's just burned them off today. Back to Peckett. Ran a fair way into Thompson. Kick by Thompson inside 50. Winmar caught underneath it. Dick Foster spoiled. It goes to Buse. Hart has done a pretty fair job on Robert Harvey so far. Bouncing close to the boundary line, out of bounds. See, Harvey's only had 10 possessions, so he'll probably only finish up with about 30 for the game, which is shocking considering he's had 43 and 41 the last 2 weeks.
Yes, well, look at the free kicks. No question that Robert Harvey's name will come up at selection on Thursday night. May well be dropped if he gets just the 30 possessions.
Now it's Joel Smith's turn. Gives Harvey another one. Scrounges it out on the left foot towards Winmar. Floats over his head. Lynch leads the defence for the Lions.
Good kick.
Finds Barker. He's got plenty of space, but no forward coming towards him, so he drops it out to the path of Ackermanis. He has space. He's on the right foot. Feeds. Not a good handball into Bradshaw. He has time to gather. Kicks. He's got the goal. The second one to Bradshaw. So Bradshaw with the last 2 goals for the Lions, but they've been split by 4 to the Saints.
But still, Terry, we saw some poor skills here with this handball of Ackermanis's. Lynch himself, Alistair Lynch in the first quarter gave away a couple of handballs, which weren't all that ideal, but that goal is a result of Alistair Lynch's good work. Coming out from full back, a brilliant kick to the wing to Barker. Well done to Lynch.
Well, out here yesterday, Hawthorn led by about 6 goals and were run down by the Dockers. So certainly this game is not over yet. Saints go forward out of the middle. Lappin misses with his hand pass under pressure from Buse. Dick Voss overruns. Was shuffled out by Heatley. Was that a throw to Burke? Kick offline. And brings up a minor score. He might just have got a knuckle to it.
Yeah, it was a pretty good give, I think, from Jason Heatley, but they're just keeping the Lions in it, the Saints, with their inaccuracy in front of goal, or just not taking full toll on their opportunities, as we've witnessed in this term and certainly in the first term.
So Champion again. As you can see from the Whitman's lightship, one-on-one football doesn't exist at kickoffs any longer. It's guarding spaces, but the Lions have worked it beautifully away here. Ashcroft eventually finding Barker between the wing and half-forward flank for the Lions. The long kick. White is the only target. There's a fly from Malloy from the side. White comes back at it. Peckett's there with him.
Well, is it any wonder Jared Malloy's got broken bones in his hands if he comes down and hits the ground from that high up?
All the flyers are in the forward line for the Lions. White and Malloy. Lappin tries to squeeze one out to Hart. He eventually gets it. He gives it back to Lappin. Tucks it on the arm, takes Harvey on, burns him off, settles from outside 50 and misses. There are opportunities going a-begging. Johnny Northey coaching his 298th game of VFL football. So a milestone approaching for him. But all his attention is now concentrated on his side's efforts here against St Kilda.
3.5 minutes to half-time, and a diving mark by Lappin. Great to see that any sort of a build can get a game in AFL football. Punch down, goes to Smith, runs around in a circle, kicks inside the 50 to Heatley. Lynch got a touch to it. Aussie Jones dangerous. Hand pass out in front of Thompson. Heatley, banana, missed it. Jason Heatley, 2 goals, 1 today. 23-point lead to the Saints, close to half-time.
So Heatley as the full forward. His role is to guard the top of the 10-metre rectangle. The champion has got away from him the last couple of kickoffs, but this occasion it's Lynch. He decides to go long towards Clark. Vidovic spoils down. Smith bodies his way out, scrambles the kick forward towards Heatley. Lawrence hard in at it. Kick doesn't fall in the favour of his teammates. Thompson picks it up for the Saints. Top of the square. Lappin, couple of goes at it. Play on, says the umpire. Dick Foss to Lawrence. To half-back, and the tall timber there of the Saints. Vidovic this time to Burke. To Shanahan. Heavy body work. Umpire coming in.
Harvey flattened by Leppich, Burke flattened by Leppich, so the free kick will be paid downfield for the infringement on Nathan Burke by Leppich, but taken by Zilla.
Okay, so Zilla gets the kick at the expense of the hard work from Burke. Lappin flies. Got that Lappin marks.
He's good to watch, isn't he?
He nearly got the first one in the square. It was touch and go. The umpire went against. Made sure of that one.
Wastes no time, in short to the leading. Heatley, that's got to be the free against Alistair Lynch. It is. Alistair conceded possession there. Thought the mark was there, went one step too far, and when it wasn't, incurred the wrath of umpire John Harvey.
Let's have a look. It's the dragging him out of the contest that the free kick was paid for. And really, Jason Heatley, well, he's no certainty for this one, given the way the Saints have been attacking the goals at this present stage, but you just get the feeling that one goal may lead to 2 or 3 quick ones for the Saints. They're running out of time here in this second term. Maybe they can squeeze a couple in before the siren.
So 2 goals, 1 to Heatley. Following 4 goals, 8 last week. So 6 goals, 10. Not the accurate return a full forward wants. Let's have a look at this one. It's away to the far side. So a real opportunity, and Jack Daniels, opportunities are there for the taking for the Saints.
Yeah, they certainly are, and probably for that matter the Lions as well, because they've missed a few easy shots.
Oh, you could get out there, Jack, and kick those easily, couldn't you, mate?
That's my bread and butter, you know that.
Here's Tristan Lynch for the Lions, still in the back pocket. Low. Oh, picked up on the half volley. Brown just gave it to Lappin. Lappin having a good day. Here's his cousin, Nigel Lappin. 7 possessions for Nigel, and Matthews had 12. Zilla. Kick by Zilla. Oh, Vidovic on his own near the centre circle. Any amount of Saints out here. Sirakoski up from defence. He's on the attacking 50. Sirakoski to the goal square. Oh, champion didn't clear the area. Thompson got it from Heatley, and Thompson kicks the goal. Now that's a 30-point lead to the Saints.
We're going to have a look at how important a shepherd is. Sirakoski, good running away from Bradshaw. From defence, it was a good handball to set him up. Now just have a look at Burke here. He'll come on screen. There it is. Little Shepherd just took the Brisbane line out of the contest, so Thompson was set up for a nice cheap shot at the big sticks.
And what you wouldn't give to be a small player in the St.Kilda forward line when Everett and Lowe are going to provide the contest for you. Thompson did it on that occasion with his first goal for the afternoon. And they're standing strongly across the half-back line of the Saints. Zilla. He's had some 13 disposals. Brown, the fly for the mark, not paid.
Gerard, Lambert off the ground at the moment, having a bit of a gallop round the boundary line. Not a tactic that John Northey uses. He just gives him a breather, but the bloke's had 16 touches.
Yes, it's surprising, unless he really just runs out of steam. I'm not sure why he would be taken off. Most midfielders would be happier to be staying out on the ground.
And here comes Lappin now. Characteristically, he has done this afternoon a couple of bounces, but wayward handball, falls in the favour of Ashcroft, but right on the siren. And really a quarter belonging there to St Kilda, a 5-goal quarter, and just the 2 to the Brisbane Lions.
Yeah, 30-point lead to the Saints. It's probably enough to say that they're going to go on and win this game, unless the Brisbane Lions had come out and really find a different act and attitude towards attacking the football. They have been second to the ball in this first half. Stewie Lowe's had a fair half, although I think he's probably been shaded by Danny Dickfoss, but they haven't had their stars firing, the Brisbane Lions. Keating has been in great form of recent times. There's Dickfoss. He hasn't been able to do the job up forward. They haven't had much return from Malloy despite a few opportunities. Leppich has been kept quiet, and generally through the midfield, despite Harvey being just shaded a little bit by Hart and Burke not having quite the same impact, they haven't got the same drive from the midfield as one would expect. Peckett's done a pretty good job on McRae to keep him almost kickless at the present time. McManus has also been quiet. Ashcroft has also lacked possessions for the Brisbane Lions. So at half-time, the Saints really in command of this game. 7-12-54 to the Brisbane Lions, 3-6-24.
Goal lead to the Saints. Aussie Jones had 10 kicks in the first quarter, but just 1 in the second. Bright sunshine now as Ashcroft gets a little kick out. Zilla to Winmar. Nicky Winmar playing game 200 today. Here's Lappin, not this time. White takes it off him. White up towards centre wing on the half volley. Well played, Fletcher. Slippery to the 50. Clears the big pack. Play on, says the umpire. Young overruns. Ooh, Lawrence crunched down. And here's a chance for Bradshaw. It bounces for a goal. Great start to the Lions.
And they need to kick 2 or 3 or more of those in a real hurry, the Lions, and clearly they would have, I think, been told a few home truths by John Northey at half-time. They really haven't. They would have set themselves to this game, and they just haven't produced anything of great note. But this is a good start. They got the ball out of the centre, and Bradshaw looks to have been pushed deeper into the forward line. He's come up with a goal. Leppich out the centre half forward. But the key is to get the ball from the centre.
So Bradshaw with the 3 of the Brisbane Lions' 4 goals. 2 in the second and the first of this third quarter. Hughes couldn't complete the ball. Lappin. The Lions Lappin. Cross half-back, pushes on out wide to White. Forward to half-forward. Barker, John Barker, ex-Fitzroy in front position on Wakeland. Gets up very quickly, but the pair of them see the ball over the line and out. Johnny Barker appealing for the free kick. Had the front position, rightfully so. No kick there, according to the umpire. So the 2 big fellas. Spider Everett. Looking every inch, his nickname there. Reaches up with Clark. Joel Smith, inside out off the ground. Thompson's the player underneath all that for the Saints. Going nowhere. Fletcher the player for the Lions. And at half-time, Jack Daniels, how was the mood there at half-time in the rooms?
Yeah, not too bad. Stan was a little bit disappointed with the way we've been using the ball, which is obvious, but overall it's still very positive, and we've just got to keep at it and start using the ball a bit better.
Well, here's their first real opportunity in this second half as Lowe drives in towards half-forward. Wakeland and Champion a standing duel. Champion toe poke off the ground. Ashcroft to Fletcher. The piercing handball to the running McRae. Away you go. The bounce doesn't come back. He's having to work extremely hard to win this one, and in fact he'll lose it. He's lost it to the umpire. Chancing the arm, just trying to buy that little bit more, was just too much there for McRae.
Now, what about Lambert, Dipper?
Well, I've just checked with the doctors. He has tightness in his right calf. He's had that injury all year, and that's why he's not on the ground at the moment. So keep an eye on him, because the bench at the moment was Voss can't play again, and if he's crook, so we'll see what happens.
Kick by Smith. Well defended by Alistair Lynch. The Lynch mob is here. Tristan. Centre wing, Hart. Aussie Jones running him down from about 20 metres behind. Hart's kick. Well, Bradshaw is just killing them on the forward line at the moment. He's kicked their last 3 goals. Goes very wide with this one. And the ball whipped away by Ziller. He's a good defender. It's a great kick.
Bit too good.
Bad luck with Stephen Ziller there. Had 9 kicks in the second term and has been one of the Saints' finest this afternoon. But not much doubt about that one. And if the umpires are going to be serious about the rule, they have to pay it when it looks as obvious as that.
The angle from behind. And the kick into the goal square. Off hands to Malloy over his shoulder. Didn't make the distance. Went 40 metres, 20 up, 20 down. That'll be a ball up.
And he Pertnier marked it again.
That deliberate out of bounds. Surely that was just a smother off the boot.
No, he actually hit the ball, Drew. Actually hit the ball, and no doubt in the world that he was just going for the boundary line.
Okay. I'll learn this.
That's what we reckon anyway.
Yeah, right. Everett. Nathan Burke. He clears for the Saints, but not a long way. Oh, good mark, Ziller.
That was an important take, that one.
He's had a great day, hasn't he, on Ackermanis?
Ziller to Harvey towards Lowe. Dick Foss and Lowe wrestle each other to the ground, and that allows Jones to take off with the customary bounce on the wing into the forward line. Lynch too tall. Lynch and Hughes, the old hands combining. Oh, it's a dangerous one. Comes off to Lappin. Winmar was lurking. That is an equally dangerous handball from Lappin. Puts Dick Foss under pressure, but he works it back to the initiator. He's got nowhere to go, or he doesn't know where he's going, one or the other. Ashcroft eventually sorts it out, kicks to half forward. Smith, rebound, smother. Brown spins out onto his left foot. Wide towards Lowe. Dick Foss right there with him as he has been all afternoon. Burke charging through, can't beat the lap and tackle. White now with the opportunity. The short chip kick sets up McRae. Chooses not the bounce this time. Feeds to Fletcher. He has a bounce. Settling at half forward. Inside 30 metres, Bradshaw. Misses the mark. Free kick.
Signal given by Brian Chambers for pushing the back, so obviously believing that Jason Cripps pushed Bradshaw in an effort to contest that mark. Here we see it again. Gee whiz, not a hell of a lot in it though.
So 19 goals, 9 to Daniel Bradshaw for the season. Accuracy evades him just when the Lions would want him to get it. Evades him completely. It's out of bounds on the full.
I think Jason Cripps may have just had a chat to him about kicking technique on the way through.
Well, Bradshaw, 3 goals and a poster, and that one out of bounds. Everett clears the 50. Oh, Fletcher, nearly the smallest man there, takes the mark in front of the pack. Adrian Fletcher started the game on the bench, coming up for his 11th disposal. 4-goal margin. Gee, the Lions still in this. And Harvey takes the mark, just beating Lepage to it. Robert Harvey won't be getting 40 possessions today. You couldn't keep doing that, could you? Certainly has got 6 Brownlow votes in the last 2 rounds. It'd have to be an inquiry if he doesn't. Ziller. Everett. And the Saints picking out targets. Oh, Cripps played on. Bounced off very well. Here goes Aussie. Get out the fire extinguisher. Long to full forward. Heatley. Oh, good mark. And John Barker's been all right since he's been there.
So Barker now looking towards the outer side, wanting to switch the play. Uses Lynch. In short to Hart. Very vacant wing position. It's just one-on-one. Tristan Lynch is the target. Can he make it? Young's there. Does the spoiling.
Push against Young.
And Jack Daniels, we just saw a change there. Joel Smith coming off. He hasn't got into the game at all. Did Stan Alves say to him at half-time, you've got 2 or 3 minutes to get yourself a kick?
I didn't hear anything like that, Jared, but he seemed to start off all right, but he has died out a little bit now, yeah.
Well, he was replaced by Matthew Young there that we did see on screen. Surprised that he was benched.
Youngie just had a quick chat to Stan on the phone, actually, so he probably had a few instructions for him.
So Lynch and Clark combining to drive the ball in towards the forward line. Malloy, the handball to the running lap and pushed off the ball by Jones. Ball stolen by Jones. Feeds on out wide to Harvey. From half-back in towards the centre of the ground. He's found Young.
24 points the margin. The Saints in front, but they haven't scored in this quarter. Here goes Lappin, 70 metres out. Nicky Winmar a mile in the clear. Kick the goal, Nicky. No worries at all. Yes, sirree, Bob. His second on the day he celebrates game 200. And the Saints back up to a 5-goal break.
Well, we're going to see this goal evolve from Matthew Young onwards, but it was actually the steal from Austin Jones who got it to Harvey that created this one. And it's those sorts of players that win the ball back, that pinch it back off opposition clubs that are of great value. Goal resulted.
Nicky Winmar, serious knee injury round 3 last year. A long road back, but now he's back and in his 200th game. Kicks his 257th goal. Fletcher for the Lions. Out of the centre bounce area. Drives forward, but Peckett in defence.
Good game today.
Controls the ball to Everett. Wants to go on. Partial smother there from McRae. McRae with pace and speed makes up for it. To Clark. To Fletcher. 55 out the short pass is good to Barker.
They've lifted their work rate, the Lions, but they're just not being able to peg back that lead of 30 points that the Saints had at half-time.
So Barker, the change to the Lions lineup for this afternoon's game. Coming in for his 4th game for the year. More known as a defender. And probably that kick somewhat confirms it.
Well, the skills of the Lions have been pretty poor by their standards today. Their handball in particular has been very ordinary. We saw a handball, I think it went to Nigel Lappin running in towards goal just a minute or 2 ago. Went to the feet and they couldn't come up with it.
Well, those 2 kicks for goal by Barker and Bradshaw, and the 2 unmissables that were missed by Malloy. The Lions could be right in this. They're still in it, but they could nearly be level. Here's Lowe. Hand pass, put Lappin under pressure. Back to Everett. High ball to the 50. Chopping it off is Lappin. This is Nigel Lappin for the Lions.
50 will be paid, Drew. Stewie Lowe obviously thought that play on had been called when in fact it hadn't, so Stewie Lowe ran well over the mark and claimed Lappin, and obviously the 50-metre penalty results. No play on call. Lappin squealing for the 50-metre penalty and getting it.
They've moved the ball on, and another shot for goal is offline. So the Lions are just frittering away opportunities. That was Marcus Ashcroft that time. That's his first score for the day at point. Well, St Kilda haven't been very accurate, 8-12, but the Lions 4-7 with others out of bounds. And at 60 plays 31, it could be about 100 plays 99. From the Whitman's lightship, and you can see the zone defence. I know we are inclined to use a few basketballisms, but well, that's how the coaches talk about them.
Tony Brown. It's the kickoff. Barker. No, play on was the call from the umpire. Hart steps out onto the left foot into Lawrence. Good kick. Zilla. He has been in control across the back to Stephen Zilla.
Exhilarating.
Continues to look towards the outer side, wanting to switch the play on each opportunity. Does so this time through Everett. The free kick to the Saints. Ball come back to that one-on-one contest. It's McRae and Thompson. So Thompson receiving the free kick.
And a real problem for the Lions at the moment is the form of Peter Everett. He's just getting too many possessions around the ground.
Low, the mark or the free, whichever one you want.
I think Brady Allen probably even thought about paying a 50-metre penalty then for the fact that Lowe was dragged to the ground after the mark had been taken.
Lowe and Harvey, Bardsley, the goal kicker already this afternoon. Wobbles one to centre forward, the big men fly. Burke and Ashcroft. Burke at ground level, free kick again. This time it's the Lions.
Holding was the signal shown by Brian Sheen, Terry.
Ackermanis out towards the wing position. Champion, will it sit for him? Keeps it back in play, then eventually it's over the line and out of bounds.
And another pretty poor kick, that one. And just their skill level, Terry, has deserted them today, hasn't it?
Really hasn't been as sharp as what you'd expect from a side.
Touted as premiers.
Yeah. And we've seen them be very, very sharp.
Justifiably so touted as premiers over the last month.
Clark to Hart. Hart's done the job on Harvey. Fletcher underneath the pack. And the ball up. Robert Harvey, you can see him there in the foreground. He always looks to be sucking in the big ones, and often hands on knees. There he goes, down on his haunches. And yet the next minute, you'll see him run 100 metres and feature 3 times in one passage. And once again, that'll be a ball up.
The thing is, physiologically, that's not the stance to have, is it? If you want to get oxygen into your system, you need to be sent, as Peter Everett there is, hands up on the head, opening up the rib cage. There's a real contrast there, isn't there? Harvey and Everett.
There's Everett getting the ball out. Jones with pace off the mark. Oh, great play, Aussie. Winmar.
Aussie.
Back to Aussie. Oh, we're right behind it. Oh, what a goal that would have been. It was the behind of the year.
What do you win for that? Box of Whitman's chocolates, perhaps.
And if he'd kicked straight, he might have won the light ship.
Well, he was always going to get back into this because Winmar was good enough to keep it in play as well. The double take. Well, Aussie, we were riding it home for you, but just couldn't get it there.
So Lynch, the short kick to himself, runs an extra 20 metres with a kicking marker by Lowe. He drives it back from where it came. Everett from behind. Clark doing the roving, trying to barge through, can't get through Heatley. Now White, he'll want the line. He's got it. By Brian Sheen, calling for the boundary throw-in. Darryl White
back in the fence.
37 goals last year. Number 3 on the goal scoring list for the, or what they were, the Lions, Bears. Behind Lynch and Lepich. Really struggling to get the goals they need here this afternoon. Ashcroft feeds one on out. Clark and Hart to Buse. Good use of the ball to Ackermanis. Wastes no time. Round onto the left foot towards the wing. Malloy a long way down the ground. Sierakowski goes for the line, and Brett Allen there in the foreground. The umpire, he agrees. Malloy to Lynch. Stepping this way, that way. Gets the right foot kick. Barker leading strongly at half forward.
Saints by 30 points. The kick by Barker, a centering effort. Oh, Lawrence gets a free. Whacked round the ear by Pickett. And Lawrence not far off centre and about 35 to 40 metres out from goal. And a goal here would make it pretty interesting. It's been very low scoring. This quarter has just been a goal each. This to make it a 4-goal game for Stephen Lawrence. That's better. Never in doubt.
Just hanging in there, the Brisbane Lions. They're working better. And on that passage through, they had some good skills. Andrew Buse' kick to Ackermanis set the tone for this forward thrust. And then Stephen Lawrence, who's a real hard ball getter, came up with a free kick and did pretty well. He can kick goals, Stephen Lawrence, as he's shown since his return from injury.
So Stephen Lawrence, the young 21-year-old, working his way back into the game after serious knee injuries, picks up his first goal for the afternoon for the Lions. Tristan Lynch working for the free kick. Here's an award of Winmar. Steps on out, the handball missed Zilla. Akamanis makes them pay here on the left foot. Not a good kick. Should have gone for greater distance. Lepic trying to break away. Free kick again.
High tackle was signal given by Brian Sheehan. Then Terry, and I must admit, I just didn't see an infringement in it, but
Zilla is the man to stand on the mark. Lawrence, the free kick, here they go there. Zilla taking the eyes off the ball and having a go at Lawrence. The resulting kick to half forward has been marked by Malloy.
Yeah, Jason, Stephen Zilla just made the mistake of lifting the bumper bar at the critical moment. The umpire was spot on. But this is a pretty good kick, and once again, Jared Malloy continually works his way to the front of the packs. He bobs up with another mark.
2 behinds this afternoon for Jared Malloy, searching for his first, and the search continues.
Hitting the post with that one, so at least he got a bit closer. 61 plays 38, 23 points the margin. St Kilda wouldn't want to believe they've won this game. Sirakoski to Winmar. Jones. He lifts the crowd every time he gets it. Heatley. Almost. Pretty well played eventually. Dick Voss. Champion, well done.
Jeez, you get rid of that all right?
Umpire said play on. The crowd not holding the ball. Bradshaw gets it across to Tristan Lynch. Has he kicked it hard enough? It stays in with Lappin. 55 metres out. Stewie Lowe. Well, Lynch just didn't give it enough oomph.
And Jason Heatley appealing for a 50-metre penalty for the fact that Stewie Lowe was felled momentarily after he'd taken the mark. And interestingly, up until half-time, St Kilda had 17 free kicks. And here we see it again. Ball just gathered inside the boundary line. Kicked in towards the big hands of Stewie Lowe, and he gets one for his trouble there from Alistair Lynch just after he's taken the mark.
What do you think, a 50 there?
No, I don't. I think it was as he'd taken the mark, but just free kicks to half-time with St Kilda 17 and Brisbane 3, and so far in the third quarter, St Kilda have had 1 and Brisbane have had 6.
And Stewie Lowe kicked 4 goals last week, nothing today, and he stubbed his toe with that one.
We just wind it back, though, from the kick-out from Justin Peckett, simply because I think we owe him one. He featured on Talking Footy at the start of the season for a couple of errant kick-outs. Well, Justin, you certainly have improved, because that last one was an absolute beauty. I think Bruce owes him one. Should highlight it again Monday night.
The champion was now the player with the opportunity to kick in, does it effectively to Ashcroft. He just outside 50, Thompson eventually gets in front of Dick Voss in that one-on-one contest and wins the mark. Committed at the ball was young Thompson. Drives the ball back in. This is danger for the Lions. Top of the square, Everett. Superior judgment to White. White the early fly, but big Everett just standing tall and strong.
Well, he's always a danger against any side. Not many defenders stand 6'7".
29 goals this season. The big left foot. He's kicked 30 for the season. So Everett's first goal for the afternoon. And now 7 goal scorers for St Kilda.
And Jason Daniels, Lazar Vidovic back into the side over the last couple of weeks. We thought it was a one-off against Salmon when he came back against Hawthorn, but going in with 3 tools seems to be working for you.
Yeah, so far so good. It's great to have Lays back in the team, because he throws his weight around quite a bit, fairly of course too.
We're back in the middle after the goal by Everett. Back to 30 points the difference. St Kilda in front. Zilla. Out very wide. Jones. Tristan Lynch. Cornered by Jones. Lawrence. Well done by Steve Lawrence. Akamanis. That's a good pass. Running out of room and picking out Lappin. Good running by Lawrence to double up. Kicked it straight into the bread basket of Brown. Lappin. Oh, he ran a long way. Across the ground. Hart waited. Marked. Hart for goal. Offline, Lepic. Even the kick by Hart. Very disappointing from there. And that's gone through for a minor score.
Well, Richard Tampion coming off the ground and Clark Keating coming back on, and one suspects he may be going on to pick up the dangerous Spider Everett, who just has been too tall for anybody else.
So Pickett with the responsibility to bring the ball back in, does it so beautifully to Winmar. He wheels around, he's got Lowe. He has to sit on Dick Foss. Wants to play on, missed the opportunity, goes back now. Comes around. Beautiful kick to Heatley. Pressure there from Lynch was good. Thompson doing the roving. Heatley heads back. It's Lappin from behind. Keeps his feet, now loses it. Buse goes for the line, gets the behind. So Peckett, Winmar and Lowe get the ball right to the other end of the ground.
And the crowd love to hoot the opposition when they rush it behind like that. 34,859 people here today. So a good crowd. Saints and the Hawks definitely attracting decent mobs here to Waverley. Waverley under threat of extinction. Here's Buse from the back pocket. Clearing towards the outer side. 3 minutes to three-quarter time. McRae. Cripps leads the race, gets a cruel bounce. Oh, actually came back to it. Kicked by Cripps. Cripes. Front of the pack. Bardsley. Offline.
Cripps and Cripes. Very good. But they're combined again only for another behind to the Saints. 9 goals, 16 behinds. Really, the scoreline still has the Saints under pressure from the Lions. Thompson now with the opportunity. He's taken a couple of good marks out on that outer side. He's kicked to within 15. Buse cleans up, sweeps it to McRae. Off he goes. A bounce on the right foot. Has Fletcher out wide. Doesn't take on Lowe when perhaps he could have. Now wheels around. Kicks to half forward. The Saints have the numbers, but there's a great mark by Barker.
Gee, this should get him a game next week.
Without doubt, he's kicked inside 50. Malloy bounces one, no, and another behind to Jared Malloy. Four behinds to Jared Malloy.
4 behinds, no goals. So if they'd all been goals instead, they'd be right in this.
Cripps now steps away from half back to Burke. It's over his head, but it's okay. He's allowing him to run onto it. A bounce hard against the boundary line under a little bit of pressure there from Lawrence. Kicks the half forward, and White takes a strong mark against Winmar at half back.
Back in defence, Darryl White. Up towards centre wing, Lappin. The two Lappins have had pretty good days. Ashcroft to centre half forward. Lions need a mark here. Almost to Barker. Champions there. Sean Hart. Offline again with another sprayed kick.
You can really see that Jerry just lost control on the guide there, didn't he, on the drop?
Yeah, never took full control of the football. He was just in too much of a hurry, but Sean Hart has done a pretty good job. He's got plenty of possessions of the football with 11 kicks, 5 handballs. He's been matched up against Rob Harvey and had the job on him, and Harvey's had 11 and 4, so he's done pretty well to just neutralise his work.
When the Lions won in round 2, they kicked their highest score for the season against St Kilda, 23-16. Today they've kicked 5-11. Ackermanis goes short, and Bradshaw couldn't be in better hands than with Daniel Bradshaw. He's kicked 3 of their 5. Not much in this breeze now. Whatever it is mostly across the ground. Behind him from there, but across the face of goal, still in the field of play. And another behind to the Lions. Last minute of the third quarter.
Daniel Bradshaw from Wodonga in the Ovens and Murray League. Kicked 6 goals in his debut for that club as a 16-year-old. So he certainly has a goal-scoring history about him. The Lions need goals desperately at this stage. St Kilda at half-back. Thompson and Vidovic combining. Peckett. 2 strong competitors there. Justin Peckett, Adrian Fletcher. No quarter given by either. Zilla. 16 kicks, 4 handballs to Zilla. Inside 50. Heatley. Too much space there for him. Too easy. This will be a big kick. Asking where the mark is. And the mark is some 51 metres out from goal.
And probably just kicking into a shade of Breeze. Not too much, but just a shade. But he's a pretty thumping kick, is Jason Heatley.
The big talk.
He is due for a goal. He's kicked a couple, missed a couple. At least I'm surprised to see him slot this one.
So there it is. The torpedo's been held. Right hand behind the lace. It goes for it. Doesn't quite get onto it. It'll fall into the square. And the umpire signals a full time for 3-quarter time. 2 goals apiece to each side for the quarter.
Stan Hell's obviously a little bit disturbed with the performance, the work rate there from the players, or maybe just the conversion. Because no doubt that they allowed the Brisbane Lions just to get some composure. They not without some chance, the Lions. They've just pegged it back by 2 points, the margin at half-time. But they are still in with a chance, and Stan Hell's certainly ramming home that message. So at 3-quarter time, the Saints with a 28-point lead 9-16-70 to the Brisbane Lions, 5-12-42.
Light chip over Waverley, and plenty of cars parked here, plenty of people around, nearly 35,000. And down on the boundary line, here's Jack Daniels with Dipper.
Thanks very much, Drew. Well, Jack, you should have put them away in that third quarter. The Lions certainly came back.
Yeah, the door's still open for them, so we've really got to get a good start in this last quarter and put a seal on the game.
And Stan doesn't mind making a few moves off the bench, does he?
No, he's been shifting the guys around a bit today, but I think it's mainly due to the matchups.
Well, we're underway here, and it's just 28 points the difference. Keating's won a reprieve, gets the hand pass away. That's his first touch for the day. And the ball out of bounds on the outer wing. Well, I saw North Melbourne beat Carlton yesterday, and it all came in the last quarter. So the Lions, if they have a big last quarter, it would be against the trend, but they could still win.
Matthew Clark, a key player in any comeback here, needs to contain Everett. They go at it again. Tristan Lynch, a little kick out. And the boundary umpire will throw the ball back in again. Tristan Lynch, a couple of goals a few weeks back against the Western Bulldogs. Been averaging some 19 disposals a game. The 2 big men lock-at battle again. Going nowhere in that tackle. Dropping the ball. Burke, advantage play. The Saints up towards 50, low in front. As Heatley is his target, goes for him, pushing, shoving. Malloy.
Defender.
Lynch full forward.
Malloy, 4th in the best and fairest at Fitzroy as a full-back last year. Works now with Tristan Lynch. To McRae. Being held up by Thompson. Wanted to go but couldn't. Now kicks over the man on the mark for the left foot to half forward. Fletcher not the marker. Zilla. Being impregnable across half back. Drives it back again his side's way. Thompson barges through, wanting to get the ball. Nothing will stop him, but McRae does. McRae wins it. McRae steps out. A couple of bounces onto his left foot.
Kick by McRae. Champion underneath the ball. Everett gets back. He's gone forward. Now back in defence. Kicks wide, and Jones takes the mark. Little Aussie at left half back for the Saints. Short to Peckett, who has had a very good day, Justin Peckett. 5 marks, coming up for 14 possessions.
Jason Ackermanis in big trouble.
Kick by Peckett to the wing. Low. They double-teamed him. Barker couldn't quite take the mark. Thompson tapped on by Jones, who was grabbed by Tristan Lynch before he got it. Free kick to Aussie Jones. Crowd rising to the Saints. Jones, not a great kick. It comes to Clark. Hughes. Centre of the ground, Fletcher. Short way home's good. McRae through the centre corridor. Kick by McRae. Oh, and he's decked after he got rid of it. And actually thrown out of his boots.
Actually pushed to the ground as he kicked the ball, so the kick will be taken by McRae at the point of the infringement rather than paid down.
John, is this a push in the back? Is that a push in the back?
Yeah, he's paid a free kick for a push in the back, and I think it is, Terry. One arm in the shoulder, one arm in the middle of the back.
No, I reckon that's a terrible decision.
Well, not the first one we've seen, is it?
McRae to full forward. No mark, play on.
Yeah, he just dragged it into the bottom, I think, Drew. It fell into his arms when he was on the ground.
Well, there was one play on signal from the umpire.
That's right. I guess an injury-riddled game is difficult for umpires to actually umpire. There's often so much assumption made in it. But the skill errors today have been quite prevalent. And there's another one. The player should have been able to get away and get his kick. Under pressure now. The line through Fletcher. Drive it back in. But yet another behind. 27 points now the difference.
Yeah, a complete lack of awareness there from Tony Brown. He's generally pretty smart, knowing the players around him. You can see there the Saints players are just congregating in the middle at the centre half forward position. Then they break away. Lions players have got zone positions, but as always, that little opening there in the back pocket.
So Burke eventually to Zilla. Handballs back into the original kicker, Peckett, who follows on down the ground. That's a good set play there. Steps around Ashcroft. He's got protection all the way. Here's Justin Peckett. Drives towards half forward. The forwards for St Kilda caught behind, and the defence of the Lions spoil the ball and over the line out of bounds.
Oh, there's no doubt Justin Peckett's looking for right of reply. He's kicked that one to Burke, followed on. He's delivered it without fault down to the half forward line.
So you're pressing for it to be on Talking Footy Monday?
No doubt.
Clark and Lowe to do battle. Clark gets it down, helped up by Ashcroft. Well done by Smith to get it back to Burke. Heatley behind. Oh, Nicky! Well, he's kicked two. 3 in your 200th game would be something to celebrate tonight. Made his debut in 1987. Winmar. Oh, it's all right. No. Hit the post.
Despite that one missing, he does complement a pretty potent full forward line. If you've got the likes of Heatley, Stewart Lowe occasionally down there, and Winmar, all high marking and usually pretty accurate shots at goal, although Stewart be happy with that description. A pretty good attacking line.
So the Lions now looking to get through half forward. Running through the centre of the ground is Lappin. His disposal looks a bit better this time than it is to Lynch.
And he can kick goals, Alistair, so he's gone forward. Let's see if it works.
Well, he's got himself an opportunity, really, hasn't he? Because he's gone down into defence to full back. He's regained some confidence to play this game. And you wouldn't be surprised to see him play a number of games at full forward the next month.
He's kicked 99 goals for the Brisbane side. He stays on that. It fades away badly to the left. Out of bounds on the full. Everett to bring the ball back in. And that's a good sign from a coach. It means that the ruckman's worked hard to be back down on the goal line for that shot at goal.
Would you want him to be kicking it in, though, Terry?
Nope. You want to be kicking to him. He should have bolted away and let a smaller player take it.
Yeah.
But he may be paid on stats, I'm not sure. His kick goes in. Sierakowski gives the ball back over to Lappin. He had a fair bit of the footy early in the game, did Lappin. Towards Lowe. The Lions, Fletcher drags the ball back in to Keating. Back to the other Lappin now. Nigel Lappin for the Lions. Half-forward hesitation there through the Saints. Wakeland takes the bouncing ball. Left foot kick into the centre of the ground. But Barker takes the mark right in the centre of the ground.
The Lions, when they were the Bears, did beat the Saints here at Waverley back in 94.
That's when the Saints were the Devils.
Yeah. The score that day was 8-7 Brisbane to 5-15. But, well, poor kicking today, but it was wet that time. Lynch couldn't keep it in, so we'll have a throw in just inside the 50. 71 plays 43 and 9-17 to 5-13. Has been a breezy weekend in Melbourne. Not quite as windy, nowhere near as windy today as it was yesterday. And there's not really an excuse for the inaccuracy that we've seen today. Now this will be a ball up. It's about just inside 40 metres for the Lions. Can they get it out of here and get it through for a goal? Clark didn't hit it very far. Everett caught by Akamanis. Burke away to Zilla. Jones picked up that bouncing ball well and follows up. Gets it back from Young. Jones running away from Tristan Lynch. His pace has been electrifying today. Oh, good mark, Keating. He was benched early for not getting near it, and he's come back in the last quarter and done some nice things.
Drives the ball back out towards the wing. Matthew Clark in front. Can't complete the mark. Great tackle on Vikos by Matthew Young. The third of the Vosses there. Michael, Brent and Dick.
Oh, you're on a roll.
Low. Out on the left hand. Burke underneath. Keating again in the play. The long handball. Lepage trying to charge it down. Burke caught in the tackle and the umpire will bounce it again.
Lepage has chucked his body into a few packs, but probably what the Lions want from him is a mark and a few goals.
Really do. We haven't had a goal scored yet in this last quarter. And since late in the second quarter, it has been goal for goal. So the Lions haven't been able to make an inroad into that early lead that St Kilda got by some 5 goals. And Jack, these tight last quarters, they really call for something from each individual.
It certainly does. The guys will be getting tired now. It's a bit of an arm wrestle, but we've just got to hang in there.
Here's the pace of Aussie Jones again. This time couldn't quite get it. And the boys obviously gave you the nickname, Jack, when the ice was tinkling in the glass.
Not at all, Drew.
Good on you.
Glass of milk for me.
And a bit of a country dance tonight, Jack.
Great stamina, Jack Daniels.
Low to Burke. This could be crucial. Winmar, maybe he's the man. Goes the short pass. Punched out by Lappin. Here's Peckett. Puts it up for Heatley. Hits the deck, can't mark. Andy Buse recovers for the Lions. Back to Ashcroft. Well, it's an arm wrestle at the moment, and neither hand has moved 1 centimetre forward or back.
The defences of both sides standing up. The defences really are the last lines. The ball has fluctuated between the 2 full-back lines. Lions now with the opportunity, but Harvey really under no pressure, takes the mark, gets the kick away. Tony Brown on the left foot, low. Great mark to Lappin, running around the loop underneath. Young sits for this, can't take the mark. Everett does the roving, give it to Nicky, too slow. Buse does the tackling. Barker works the ball in there. Buse holds it up. He'll want to keep it in there. The umpire's allowing it to go on.
Well, this is like a game of soccer, this one.
0-0 draw.
Yep, hasn't been too many goals kicked.
St Kilda's last was at the 21-minute mark of the third quarter, and Brisbane's at the 17-minute mark of the third quarter. Now, Jared, you've got a better view of the scoreboard than me. What's the minutes in the last quarter?
11:45.
Thank you. Could you believe that I cannot see the scoreboard from this seat? It's been the same for 20 years.
No wonder they want to bulldoze it.
Well, at 11:55, umpire John Harvey now bounces the ball. Only some 20 metres out from the St Kilda goal.
And Lazar Vidovic on the boundary line. Maybe he's the game breaker.
Barker kick. No, free kick to the Lions in defence.
Well, let's hope he can kick one like a laser.
There's been no doubt that Austin Jones has been the spark.
Yes, he's been the spark, but it's there hasn't been any petrol around there because it just nothing's ignited. The Saints have threatened to blow this game apart probably since quarter time, but despite a flurry in the second term, it's just been pretty tight stuff since.
There's the Lappin family once again at it. The cousins. Nigel wins out. Matthew comes a second time. A good kick from Nigel to White. Ashcroft through the centre of the ground. 106 consecutive games for the Lions. Finds Lynch. Turning quickly.
Kicker Burmerell.
Sierakowski limping behind play. Here it is in front. Cripps does the spoiling. Harvey and Cripps, a bit of a wrestle between them. Zilla steps through. Great little give. Cute little give to Cripps. Bounce favours Burke. Things seemingly going the Saints' ways now. Lappin in front. Breaks away again. He's done this consistently through the afternoon. His kick this time falls with Hart. Hart a long way out. Kicks the one-on-one duel. Lynch, an ugly effort. Very ugly effort, and gives away the free kick.
Take us through that one, John. He ended up with the mark. Why was that a push out?
Well, Brian Sheen has to determine whether his prime objective was to mark the ball. And in that case, Alistair Lynch's prime objective was to get rid of Sierakowski first. And then having got rid of Sierakowski, thought, oh, beauty, I'll try to mark the footy. And it's too late to do it then.
I'll tell you what, there's going to be a lot of people in Brisbane confused between those two marks.
Well, I think that one is very, very different in the sense that here we see Nicky Winmar's sole objective to get up to mark the footy. With the Lynch one, the first thing we saw was him trying to get rid of Sierakowski.
Here's Buse. There have been some terrific highlights, but there's just nothing happening on the scoreboard. I think really Lynch was entitled to be paid that one once he got the ball. It wasn't as though he used his hands to get rid of him. Anyway, that's just an argument.
Yeah, no, but he can't change intentions, Drew. If his prime objective was to get rid of him, then that's the end of it.
Now, the umpires are adjudicating on intentions, are they? Here's Lappin. 71 to 43. It's run over the line by Lappin for a point to the Saints.
Now, the only thing I've got here, John, is that he touches the footy almost before he's back on the ground.
Almost before is not good enough.
Well,
we're not judging intentions, we're judging actions. And Lynch's first action was to get rid of Sierakowski.
And what a wondrous game we have. The arguments continue.
It's not an argument, it's a discussion.
Well, be that as it may, now Nathan Burke has an opportunity.
And I reckon I know what his intention is. Stick it between the big sticks.
So in that tangle, Burke and Buse is very slow to get up. Trainer's out to Andy Buse there. Looks like his left arm, his wrist, forearm.
Gee, this is going to be a bad day for the Lions. They're not only going to lose the game, they're going to lose Voss. They might lose Buse yet. Robert Harvey is coming off for the Saints. He's loping off, he's uninjured. And would you believe he's had just 17 touches, Robert Harvey? Last week he had 41, the week before he had 43.
They're probably a bit concerned he might turn it on in the last 15 minutes of this quarter and get another 24 and hurt himself. So
here's the Buse and Burke incident. Buse looking to burst through the Burke tackle, and really everything just crumbled underneath as the tackle was applied by Nathan Burke. Dipper?
Yeah, Sierakowski came off the ground before Buse got hurt there with a cork thigh, but Jack Daniels just made the comment that the young Robert Harvey doesn't really know where the interchange section is.
Never been there.
Never been there before, but I'll keep you up to date with the situation here with Andrew Buse, and also the bench for the Lions is not looking good because of the other two players who are injured as well.
See, Stephen Lawrence coming off the bench. Sierakowski went onto the bench. They might be able to have something in common. A bit of a chat. Their fathers played for the Saints way back.
Andy Buse, the most experienced Lion, and here we see it here. But it's pretty hard to glean exactly what part of the body. The upper body seems okay now, I guess.
You don't like to see it with a bloke at his stage of his career.
No, you don't.
You wonder whether that is goodbye Andrew Buse.
And there's plenty of concerns in the Lions coaching box. Roger Merritt there with John Northey. But here we are in round 17, only 5 weeks to go to finals. And the Lions have Voss off on crutches, and now Buse being carried off. And Nathan Burke with the ball. Goalless to date. 5 times he's kicked 1 goal this year. So he's not a prolific goal kicker and doesn't quite make the distance. Winmar on the line, couldn't take the mark. And the Lions pounce in upon it for a ball up.
I suppose there have been goalless quarters in dry conditions, but there wouldn't have been many.
Now, these conditions have been quite ideal.
Well, we'll see here Peter Everett try to knock the ball in, and the Lions Clark try to knock the ball over the line.
Everett will win it.
Yes! Touched.
The thing is, he's just so tall. You know, he has the opportunity to become a superstar in this game, I reckon. You know, just a young man. He's 23 years of age now, ever so much in front of him.
Margin back to 30 points. Been that for a long time. Lappin, please. No!
Tell you what, it was a bad batch of footballs they used today. The Lions couldn't control it early. Their skills were poor. And now the Saints are struggling. And Robert, what have you got for us?
Gerard, they've taken Andrew Buse up the race, and he has an injured ankle.
Right.
He's twisted his ankle, which is, I suppose, good news because he's had crooked knees over the years too.
Here's Lappin again. He gets to 52. Everett's there. And comes to the front to Heatley. And he's missed from about 8 metres. Missed everything. No score.
Dipper. Yes. The conditions, I mean, there's no conditions here that are influencing this scoreline, is there?
None whatsoever. You were here yesterday, Terry.
Yeah.
We expected the wind to play a big part of it, but today is just perfect out here. Jack Daniels just can't believe it himself. He reckons he can kick goals like that.
Bring me on, bring me on.
Yeah. And Dipper, I'm tipping you could kick goals in your street shoes.
Yeah, but the thing is, 60 metres out for me.
You're talking to one of the greats of the game there.
That's right.
Great goal-kicking wingman.
And there it is, a long time since St Kilda got their last goal. And Brisbane were only minutes prior to that one. It's been a drought. The goal umpires have been busy, but either side of the big sticks. Clark eventually has a look at the ball and takes it out of mid-air. Kicks towards the wing position. Winmar. 200 games of VFL, AFL football to Nicky Winmar. Twice the best and fairest at St Kilda in 89 and 95. Runner-up twice, 87 and 88. Tremendous player. Another tremendous player, Burke, gets a quick kick out, but White takes the mark at half-back. Steadying play down just off the one step, kicks perfectly into Fletcher. He's going directly down the ground. Champion flicks it over the back, but there's no one there. Wakeland's first one for the Saints, joined now by Bradshaw, and Cripps comes in to join the fray. Off the ground towards the line, and the Lappins again. Over the line and out of bounds, the pair of them.
Well, the Lions just haven't been able to find themselves a goal kicker. They've had Bradshaw kick 3. Lambert got one early and since has been taken off with a calf injury. Stephen Lawrence got a goal also early-ish. And they haven't got any of their goals from their midfielders or the likes of their wingmen. McRae hasn't got near the footy today. Ackermanis has been well held by Zilla. They've thrown Alistair Lynch down to the full forward line for this term. He hasn't been able to really get close to kicking a goal. So very tough to win a game of football when you've got just 3 goal kickers on the team sheet.
And here's Brown bursting from centre wing up towards half forward. They gather, and the mark's taken by Malloy. Jason Daniels, thank you very much for joining us today. And we missed your goal-kicking prowess out there, mate.
An absolute pleasure, Drew. You'll see him out there very shortly, though.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you in the seniors before the finals.
Thanks.
Well done. Thanks for joining us. Wakeland. Shane Wakeland clears out of defence. Onto the chest of Vidovic. Here's Shanahan. Shanahan towards half forward. Winmar caught in an awkward position. He's playing on White. Peckett. Been good today. Short pass. The coaches have a sense of theatre with the two Lappins playing on each other. Ashcroft. Ackermanis at centre half forward. Lynch with a break and takes the mark. Now Alistair Lynch. Aim it at about the right-hand goalpost and I reckon you'll break this drought. Trees have all died. The grass is brown. We need a drought breaker. Moved up from defence for this purpose, to kick goals. Nope. Away to the left. And Alistair, since going forward, has kicked one out of bounds and that one behind. The margin is 30 points. The lead has fluctuated between 23 points and 31 since the 11-minute mark of the second quarter. So I think we can nearly spill back the tape and erase it and record the next game over that.
Yes, for a game played out between two highly ranked sides, it's going down as one of the worst of the year as a spectacle.
So St Kilda now with their opportunity. Just over 3 minutes of play left. Low from well outside 50 towards full forward. Contest there. Heatley. He drags one back across the body. It's going to bounce. It's finally bounced through. Well, he doesn't look all that happy with the outcome of that shot. But Jason, please take it. We wanted it.
An interesting point was that after he missed that last, pretty much a sitter or a sober, if you like, Stanell sent the runner out to him. I'm not sure whether he said, look, just keep your head up, get the next one, or what are you doing to us? We need a goal. Whatever it was, next time round he got one.
Well, all of a sudden, the margin is 36 points. That's a game breaker. 3 minutes, 20 left. And Brisbane, who kicked that mammoth 23-16 against the Saints in the heat of the Gabba in round 2, have managed just 5 here today. Here go the Saints again. Zilla. Good kick. Everett is there. And the trees are starting to sprout leaves. We've got to get the lawnmower out. The drought's been broken.
And a pretty good move by the St Kilda coaching staff also. Laser Vidovic went into the middle to take the ruck, which left Everett matched up against Danny Dickfoss. Despite his good attempt, he's just too short.
Big Spider. He's kicked it well. That's another one. Two in a minute. Hallelujah.
Brother. There's something for the Saints faithful to cheer about here at Waverley. There you see Vidovic getting it out to Smith, who really hasn't had a great game, but getting into the middle to get a couple of touches. Zilla has had a great game. He'll, I'm sure, get one of Terry Wheeler's votes. But he got it to Everett, who may even feature himself.
So Everett's second goal, and really has stamped him as the player of the game. Now having gone into the forward pocket with Vidovic doing the ruck work. Keating wins this one. But Brown and Shanahan combined. No, it's turned back by the Lions. McRae ran down. Brown the fumble. Second go at it. They can't break out of this area here. Ackermanis, Brown coming in. Players everywhere. St Kilda have threatened to kick away with the game right throughout the afternoon. Never able to do it. At times their own worst enemy. But also I'd suggest have the Brisbane Lions 5 goals 14. I'm trying to recall a couple of rounds earlier in the year when the Lions just really kicked themselves out of it. The goal kicking coach at the Lions has a lot to do just in these next 5 weeks. Peckett. And a tower of strength in defence right throughout the afternoon. Again, Lowe and Lappin combined. Just sits underneath the big fella, does Lappin. But the kick this time to Everett isn't as good as what he'd want, and Malloy takes them up.
Back outside the 50 to Ashcroft. Up to half forward. leap by champion. Shanahan. Giving a bit of freedom. Back to Peckett. Here's Lappin. His cousin was found wanting on that occasion. To the 50. Oh, Stewie Lowe. Into those buckets it went. Now he has taken 14 marks at half forward. That is phenomenal. Must admit that stat has crept up on me. Gee whiz. Centering kick. Everett. Winmar. Come on, yes. Nicky. You little beauty. All hail the champ. Win marvellous. Nicky's kicked 3. The Saints are kicking away.
And a pretty good kick to the top of the square where Everett did the job there, bringing the ball to the ground. And that's an important part of his game. Just if he can't mark the ball to spoil it, because he's got the support on the deck with the likes of Winmar, who completed a great 200th.
Well, just short of 35,000 people there acknowledging Nicky Winmar in his 200th game as he kicks his 3rd goal.
Throwing the ball paid there, Terry. And kick to be taken by Hart, so Hart will have to come back.
Barker gives the ball up to that player. Back he comes. Sean Hart, one of 4 Lions to have played every game this year. Towards half forward now. Shanahan dives on it, really didn't want to flick it out. But umpire John Harvey gives him the benefit of the doubt and will bounce the ball. Will bounce the ball directly in front of the Lions' goal, inside 50. Vidovic, Keating. Keating does well on that occasion, but Shanahan picks it up. Out wide, it's a foot race. McRae, Thompson. McRae wins out. Thompson, not to be denied, comes back again. Work at assistance now arrives for both sides. A kick off the ground. Free kick there.
Brian Sheehan deeming that was a kick likely to cause injury, and judging by the injury there, it has probably snapped an arm.
Gee, have they had a shocking day, the Lions? That could be a bone in the forearm.
Yeah, well, there it was. Sean Hart and Jamie Shanahan going for the ball at exactly the same time, but Hart going with an arm, Shanahan going with a foot. But there's the siren. The Saints are home.
And Nicky Winmar thanks the crowd for their support over 10 years of AFL football. 200 games, 3 goals, and a victory to the Saints. If I was Nicky, I think I'd get ready for sitting up on somebody's shoulders as he comes off the ground. But firstly, here's Dipper with the
Thanks very much, Drew. Nicky, congratulations. A magnificent day for yourself. Thank you.
I wasn't going to get emotional before the game, but I did.
Yeah, I saw that.
Very upset, but I'm just happy that I got through the game.
More importantly, it's a terrific win for St.Kilda today.
It was a fantastic win for us. With credit to the Lions, but they're a good side. But we just want to go out and win, and I thank the boys for doing that for me today.
Well played, mate. Well played. Excellent.
So St Kilda certainly a top 4 proposition. The Lions with the job ahead. The Saints 12-20-92. Brisbane 5-14-44.